Hello everyone, it's DA here, and today we're going to be taking a look at GARA, her abilities, strengths, weaknesses, and how I have built mine today. Now when it comes to the first thing in the design of this frame, this is not the best looking frame out there. Compared to frames like Harrow, she could have been made a whole lot much better. However, the design is also unique, and that's actually one of the good things that a couple of players that I've met said they liked so far about her. Now to acquire her blueprint, you will have to complete the Saya's Vigils quest, and the parts of this frame can be acquired from the bounties when you reach the plains of Eidolon. Now moving on to the abilities, we will start off with her passive. Anytime GARA stands in bright light, nearby enemies have a chance of being blinded and also being opened up for finishers. And the range of the effect is within 12 meters, and the effect also lasts for 10 seconds. So in other words, you can see this as a massive help whenever it comes to playing within the day cycles. Now our first ability is Shattered Lash. Now with this ability, GARA lashes out a stream of glass, and holding it down lets her swing a sharp glass blade that splits enemies into two. This ability also has a maxed base damage of 800, and whatever enemies you don't kill will be ragdolled or knocked down into the ground. Now one thing to note about this ability is that it is affected by aura mods, and the ability also benefits from range and strength mods as well. So this is a really great thing and an awesome thing to know. The next one is Splinter Storm, and this by far might be the best ability out of the entire set. Now when casted, GARA creates a storm of shards that swarms around her and also slices any enemy in range. Splinter Storm also reduces damage when casted on allies, and you can cast it on an entire squad, so it doesn't have a limit to it. And with this, you can reduce damage on your allies up to 90%. I will also say that it benefits from range, it benefits from duration, and also power strength as well. Her next ability is Spectral Rage, and this is her first crowd control ability. When casted, GARA creates an area of mirrors, and these mirrors are affected by ability range as well, and any enemy within will have their damage reflected back to them, and this is a really cool thing when it comes to crowd control and dealing damage at the same time. It has a base duration of 22 seconds, which means you can hold them in place for almost an entire minute, and with this you can isolate some of the really troublesome and really annoying enemies in the game. Now because the damage is reflected based on the damage output of the enemies, the weaker enemies will die first, and you can actually picture this like magnetized when it comes to mag. Her ultimate is Mass Vitrify, and this is where she creates an expanding wall of molten glass that hardens as it spreads out. This wall blocks enemy weapons and projectiles. However, if an enemy drops in after the cast, they will not be affected. Now the good thing about this is that you can shoot through this just like Frost Snow Globe, and the ability is more like a toggled ability as well, which means you have the ability and the opportunity of deactivating it halfway through just to save some energy, and this is one of the really cool things that you can see about this. Now any solidified enemy will stay hard for 16 seconds, and they will also take an additional damage at the same time. Now while Mass Vitrify is active, casting Shattered Lash or pressing your alt again will actually break the glass and deal additional damage. So this is a really cool thing and an awesome thing as well. You can use this against some of the really tougher enemies, and you can hold them in place till you damage them and actually take them out. Now when it comes to the setups, there are multiple ways to build her, and she also gives room to focus on one ability without really damaging the rest of them. Now for a faster casting speed, you can use Speed Drift or use mods like Natural Talent. And for crowd control, you can increase the duration and some range. Now I will say that I built mine for mostly one-shot lash and a little bit of a mix when it comes to CC. But this is not something that is final because this is still an evolving build and things are still more likely to change. Now when it comes to crowd control, you will need to focus on Spectral Rage and also Vitrify to keep enemies out, and also longer. Now for a squad support, I will say that you should focus on Splinter Storm for the strength, as you will be able to block and deflect some of those damages on your allies. Another thing to pay attention to is that anything higher than a 129% power strength will not affect Splinter Storm because everything is capped out at 90%. So anything higher than that will not really help you and will just be a waste of mod slot unless you are using it for something else. Now, if I will take anything away from this, it will be the fact that the bottom of her ultimate is always left open whenever the terrain is uneven, but other than that, this is an amazing frame and this is an incredible design as well. If you check the description below, I have some items for PC players, and the ones for the console will be coming next month when the update drops and launches for you guys. Thank you all once again for watching. Hope you guys like this. Hope it was informative and hope it was fun as well. If you enjoyed this, feel free to leave a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel for more. And as always, it is DS signing out. I'll see you all in the next one.